Bitcoin and blockchain is not the same thing. Some people seem to think it's the same thing, and yet these are two different concepts. What is blockchain? Before I even go to blockchain, I'll have to explain what is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just a coin, and yet blockchain is the technology that is involved in moving money from one person to another. Please note that I am not a cryptography or a financial advisor in any way. So the information that I'm going to share, it is purely information that I've learned. Hello, my name is Lindy Cherise. Welcome to my channel, and in this channel we talk about making money, owning your time, and also chasing your purpose. So what is blockchain? Blockchain is the technology that moves money from one node to another. But then with the movement of money from one node to another, there are usually problems. So before we even explain deeper, what is the problem that blockchain is trying to solve? So at the moment when you want to move money from one person to another, you rely on a third party. And that third party can be a bank, can be M-Pesa, can be other technologies that are involved in moving money from one person to another. So say a person is in Russia and wants to move money to China. How does that happen? In a quickest way and in a cheapest way. So at the moment you'll be charged fees, it will take time, and then you'll have to go to that place or even do a transaction over your phone. But then with a blockchain technology, that can be done fast and at a cheaper price. So say now you have 2 or 3 or 4 more people who wants to move money from one person to another. So at the moment, to better explain blockchain, think of your transaction, think of your bank account, think of your bank statement as a ledger. So money comes in and money goes out, and every time money comes in, it goes at the bottom of your transaction, at the bottom of your statement. So the same concept is used in blockchain. So when money moves from person A to person B, another block is added at the end of that block. This is called blockchain. So that chain of transaction to move money from one person to another and it getting added to a block, that is blockchain. So let's say, for example, now there's a lot of people who are involved. So say there's 4 people who each have $10 and they want to move money from person A to person B, from person B to person C, and from person C to person D. So say person A has $5 and they want to move to person B, and that will go into a network, and in that network a record will be shown, a transaction will be shown as person A wants to move money from A to B, and then it will say from A to B $5, and that means person A is now left with $5 and person B now has $15. So say now it's the same person A now wants to move money from person A to person D, and let's say that person wants to move $10, and because of proof of work, because of validation, that transaction cannot happen because person A doesn't have $10. So the main thing that happens every time a transaction happens and it is verified by miners, that transaction gets added to the block at the end of the block. That chain of transaction gets added at the end of a block. So now all of this is done centrally in blockchain, but then now the process is there to solve the centralization, the reliability of the banks, the reliability of the third parties. And how do we solve that? How does blockchain solve that? It solves that by distributed open ledger. This is the ledger that everyone can have access of. This is the ledger where a copy of these transactions gets sent into these different nodes. So everyone has a copy of this ledger and they can verify what transaction happened. So any movement from person A to D or C to A, that transaction will be listed and everyone is able to see. So the synchronization from person A to C and all these people to have a copy of this transaction, that's when miners get involved. Who are miners? Miners are special nodes that are available to validate transactions. So for each and every transaction that happens, for example, if node A wants to send money to node C, and then a transaction will be added into a network pool, and in that pool, in every miner that's available, these specialized nodes, they will then compete into solving that transaction. How does they solve the transaction? So it is easy to see that node A only has $5 and that can be validated fast. The only thing that cannot be validated fast and need specialized computers to solve random number, is finding the validation key. And that will happen with these computers. The first miner to validate and find this key and then are ready to put this transaction in the block, in the next block, that's the miner who will get rewarded. I am sure that the blockchain technology is going to be used in the future because some companies are already adopting this technology. Some of these companies is Walmart. And the second company that uses blockchain is Tata Motors. Another company is Deloitte. IBM and Accenture, these are other companies that are using blockchain technology to do different things. Blockchain or have adopted the technology of blockchain is Accenture, IBM, Walmart, Tata, and IBM. Top 5 companies that I have. Top 5 companies. Top 5 companies that are using or have adopted the blockchain. Top 5 companies that are using blockchain or have adopted. Top 5 companies that are using blockchain or have adopted the technology is IBM, Accenture, Tata, Ernst & Young, KPMG, and Walmart. I am done. So what is blockchain? Blockchain, as I said, is the technology that moves money from one node to another. So how does it do that? It does that by... What is involved with the miner solving these puzzles? The miner will then have to... Solving a puzzle, it's easy, but solving, validating... No, you can't go. Give me 10 minutes and come back. Val. Who are miners? Miners are special nodes which are involved in validating this. Miners are miners are crypto wallet that person can move the transaction. So another advantage is all of this is done.